I must say that the team at Claude Code is not sleeping, and they're really after OpenClaw at this point because they have released something called as Channels, which basically lets you access Claude Code from Discord or Telegram. And that basically kills OpenClaw's game. The competitive edge that OpenClaw had as compared to Claude Code was that it can be accessed through these different messaging channels, whereas Claude Code was just limited to its terminal. But now it's not a limitation anymore. And why people are going to choose Claude Code more than OpenClaw is because of its security, obviously. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can access Claude Code from within Telegram, and we're going to make sure that it runs 24/7 and doesn't sleep as soon as your computer sleeps. So if you're ready, let's get started. So hello everybody, my name is Yashica Jain. I'm an AI automation expert. My job is to use AI and its applications to help businesses automate their manual processes. If you're interested, you can check out the link to our website in the description. Alright, so now let me take you to Claude Code's documentation around channels, and then we're gonna set it up quickly. So let's understand what is a channel. So a channel is an MCP server that pushes events into your running Claude Code session so that it can react to things that happen while you're not at the terminal. It is going to be a two-way bridge, and all you have to do is install a channel as a plugin, configure it with your credentials, and it should be good to go. Right now, Telegram and Discord are available for you to integrate. And every time Claude Code sends a reply through a channel, let's say it sent you a reply in Telegram, you're going to see an inbound message in your terminal, which is not going to be the actual reply, but a confirmation that a message was sent. Now, as of now, these are in research preview and require Claude Code version 2.1.80 or later for you to access. So if you have an older version, make sure to upgrade. Apart from that, you must have a Claude.ai subscription. So API is not going to work for this one. Talking about the security, which most people are going to be concerned about, so every approved channel plugin, maybe Telegram, maybe Discord, is going to maintain a sender allow list, meaning that only the IDs that you have added will be able to send it a message and get a reply. Everything else is dropped. The other thing that we must pay attention to before we set this up is that the events only arrive while the session is open. So for an always on setup, you either run Claude in a background process or a persistent terminal. This simply means that if your Claude Code terminal is not actively running, if your computer is off, then if you message it on Telegram or Discord, it is not going to reply. So you need an always on setup for this to work. So to achieve this, you have a couple of options. Either you can have a physical dedicated server that is on 24/7 and keeps your Claude Code instance alive. For example, you can have a Mac Mini, you can assign a computer, a laptop, but it must be on. For this to happen, you will have to make sure that it is plugged all the time, and you will have to do a few settings. For example, this computer never sleeps, etc., etc., and keep your terminal alive as well, which comes under a persistent terminal. But I would personally not do that. Instead, I would go with a background process such as setting up Claude Code on a VPS that runs 24/7 for me, and it is also not draining my own computer's resources, and I don't have to buy a Mac Mini for that. So the idea of a VPS is simple. We basically rent a server instead of setting one up for ourselves, and then we install Claude Code in there and we do a few settings to make sure it runs 24/7. So even if my laptop is off, if my computer is off, I can easily access Claude Code through Telegram because it is running on that virtual private server that I rented. Now, there are different VPS providers in the market from which you can choose from, but I'm going to choose Hostinger's VPS, which is also the sponsor for today's video. They also have their own AI agent that can help you manage the VPS in case you ever run into any problems or want to make any changes. I'll make sure to include the link to this page in the description, and if you scroll down here, you'll be able to spot the different plans that they offer. Out of all of these, I would recommend going with the KVM2 plan. So if we look at the configurations here, we have 2 vCPU cores, 8GB RAM, 100GB NVMe disk space, 8TB of bandwidth, and that should be more than enough for our Claude Code instance. And don't worry, this is not the final price. I'll make sure you get some extra discounts here. And I feel renting a VPS is a smart move as compared to buying a new Mac Mini to make this work. Alright, so let's choose the plan here. From here, you can choose for how long you would like to get this VPS for. As I said, VPS is a virtual private server. Basically, you're renting someone's server, and this can not only be used for Claude Code, it can also be used to self-host other things. For example, if you want to self-host, let's say N8N, you want to self-host some other open source platform, you can use this same VPS. You don't have to buy another one, and you can host multiple applications on this. Here you can choose if you'd like to get your data auto-backed up every single day. Choose a server location that is the closest to you. And here we're going to choose the operating system. In this case, it's going to be Ubuntu. And let's confirm that. Alright, so I promised you extra discounts. So you can use the coupon code Yashica20 to get a flat 20% off on your cart value if you're either going with the 12 months plan or the 24 months plan. This is going to be valid till the end of March 2026. I'll make sure to include the coupon codes in the description. So from here, you can continue this purchase, and now let me show you how you can install Claude Code on your VPS and then how you can keep it running 24/7, and then we will see how we can connect it to Telegram and start using it. So let's get Claude Code out of the terminal. So as soon as you purchase the VPS, it's going to take you through a small onboarding process where you have to reconfirm the nearest location and the operating system and then set up a password for your VPS. So just set up a password, make sure to note it somewhere, you might need it in the future to access your VPS, and then just wait for a few minutes so that it can set up properly. Now let me show you how the rest of the process is done. Alright, so now I want you to head over to the VPS section where you will spot the VPS we just now bought. Let's click on manage, and this is how the VPS looks like. And all we have to do is click on terminal, and that's it. That should open up the terminal for us. Alright, so moving forward, I'm going to run a few commands in this terminal, and I'm going to also include those commands in the description. So all you have to do is just copy it from there and paste it as and how I tell you. So since this is a fresh server, the first thing we're going to do is install Node.js. So I want you to run the first command, and that should install it for you. Alright, so that took a little bit of time. That has now been installed, and now we're going to verify their versions real quick. So run the second command, and if it's giving you the versions, we are good to go. So now we're going to install Claude Code on our server, which is going to be through this command. You can copy it from my list of commands, and we paste it here, hit enter, and that should install it for us. Okay, so Claude Code successfully installed. Now if it is prompting you to run this particular command, then just copy that and run it. If not, then you can skip it. So now we're going to go ahead and install bun, which is a JavaScript runtime. Just a few things we have to install. So this is the command that you're going to use. I used this one first, but it ended up in an error. So we're going to use this one. You can copy this, paste it, and that should be installed for you in no time. And lastly, we're going to install tmux, which is going to make sure that our terminal is alive 24/7 and it doesn't sleep. Okay, last one. So let's hit this, and that is done. Now we can go ahead and set up Claude. So you just have to type Claude, and that should open it up for you. Great. So now let's choose the theme. Dark mode is fine. Now for the login method, you will have to use Claude Code with subscription because the API one doesn't work with channels as of now. So let's go with this. Now this is going to give you this URL. Just copy that, open it up in a new browser or in a new tab, and let's authorize this. Then copy the code it gives you back and paste it here. And that is it. We have logged in. Okay, so now let's hit enter, and we are in. So if you say hi or hey, it should be able to respond to you. There we go. And now it's time for us to integrate Claude Code with Telegram. So we're going to create a Telegram bot. We're going to install the plugin. We're going to do this connection. And once the pairing is done, if we message it on Telegram, it should be able to respond back to us inside Telegram. So let's start with the first step, which is creating a bot on Telegram. So I want you to open Telegram on your phone and then simply search for bot father. There you will see this man, and make sure you select the one that has a blue tick. Now let me click on start. From here, we're going to select /new bot because we want to create a new one. Okay, so it's asking us to give it a name. So let me call it Claude Code. You can name it whatever you want. And now we have to give it a username, but it must end in bot. Alright, so as soon as the username is finalized, you will get this particular message which will contain the token through which we're going to access the bot. So make sure you save this token somewhere because we will need it just in a moment when we connect Claude Code and Telegram. Alright, so back to the server. I'm going to start a new terminal because I like to start with a fresh slate, but if you want, you can continue in the terminal we were working on. Now remember, we had downloaded or installed tmux inside of our server, and we did that so that Claude Code keeps running even after we disconnect. Meaning we close the tab, we close our computer, it still keeps running. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a new tmux session, and everything we do from now on will be done inside of it so that it keeps on running even after we disconnect. This is the command we're going to run to start a new one, and here is our tmux session. Now inside this tmux session, I'm again going to start Claude Code. So I'm simply going to type Claude, and there we have it. So let's enter, and we have Claude Code back up and running. So to achieve this functionality, we will have to download the Telegram plugin. But before that, let's enable the marketplace from where we will be able to download it. So to enable the marketplace, this is the command, and it's going to add the official plugins. And now to install the Telegram plugin, I'm going to run this particular command. And when I hit enter, it's going to ask that where should I install it? Should I install it for you, for all the collaborators, etc.? I'm going to go with the first option. And that's it. Telegram has been installed. Now we're going to exit out of it. Okay, so we're out of it. Now we're again going to start Claude, but this time the difference is going to be we are also going to start the plugin so that it is actively listening. So now if I hit enter and enter again, you will be able to see that we have Claude Code back, but this time the difference is here it says listening for channel messages from plugin Telegram. That is exactly what we wanted. So just now we had created our bot on Telegram and we had received a token, and now it's time to configure that part. So we are simply going to run this command now, which is telegram configure, and we are going to replace this part with the bot token. It should look something like this, and now we're going to hit enter. It's going to ask for a couple of permissions. Just give it all the permission it needs. Okay, so that is done. Now it is asking us to DM our bot on Telegram, and it's going to reply with a pairing code, which we then have to send back to Claude Code. But before we do that, I am again going to exit out of it, and then I'm going to run this same command again, which is basically going to restart with channels enabled. Let me hit enter. Alright, so this is listening. Now we can finally DM our Telegram bot, and it should reply with a pairing code. Okay, so back to Telegram. So now I'm going to click on this link, which is going to take me to my bot, and I'm going to click on start, and here it's asking to DM anything. So let me say hi. And we have got the pairing code. So let's copy this over. So we will have to run this particular command to finally pair both of them. So coming back here, I'm going to paste what the Telegram bot had sent us, and I'm going to hit enter. Alright, so that has been approved, and now we're going to send this final command, which is going to make sure that only I can message my Claude Code bot. If someone else tries to message it, it will not respond back to them. So this is a very important security measure that all of you need. So don't forget to run this command, okay? So let's hit enter. Alright, so now as you can see, only the senders in the allow from list can reach out. Now while this is running, let's do a quick test. Let's send it a message and see if we get a reply from it. So as you can see here, it had already sent this particular message, which is paired, say hi to Claude. So that is already a confirmation, but let's still say hello. And if you check your terminal, you will see that it's asking you for a permission, which is, can I send this particular message back to the user, which is, hello, how can I help you today? Now make sure you select the second option, yes, and don't ask again, because we don't want it to ask this each time. And this should be a one-time permission. So let's hit enter again. And as you can see, it's saying that the Telegram message has been replied to. And let me see if it has actually been replied. And yes, we indeed got a reply. So let me send another message, and let's see if it asks for that same permission again, or if it replies on the go. Let me just say, how are you? And we got a reply. So the back and forth is working fine now. Now one last thing that we have to do is detach tmux, so that even when I close my terminal, it still responds to me, because right now it is just working because our terminal is on. Okay, so to detach it, all you have to do is press Command B and then press D. That is going to take you to a screen something like this, and that is it. That was all. Now if you want, you can close this particular tab. So as you can see, I've closed it. And now I'm again going to message Telegram, and if it responds, then that means that it will be on 24/7. Let me ask it, what all can you help me with? And we got a reply. Now even if you turn off your computer, you do anything, it's still going to work. I can't turn it off because I'm recording on it right now, but trust me, it's going to work because we have set it up on a VPS. And the tmux session is making sure it works all the time. Alright, so it can help with software and code, writing, research, technical tasks, general assistance. Great. Now if you're interested in learning Claude Code, I will link up a playlist here that is going to contain all the videos that I have covered so far on Claude Code. Alright everyone, that is it for this video. I really hope you learned how you can connect Claude Code to Telegram, and the process for Discord is also very similar. So if you connect it to Telegram once, you will understand how things work, and then you can easily read the documentation and do it for Discord if needed. If you think this video was valuable, don't forget to like the video and do subscribe to the channel. If possible, do hype the video as well. Make sure you turn on the bell notification so that you know every time I post a video. All the commands that I used throughout this video will be available for you to copy paste. Just look for them in the description. Do let me know in the comments how this video was, and as I said, you will find the link to our website in the description if you're interested in getting your business automated with AI, and don't forget to check it out. We start by auditing your processes to understand where AI fits the best, and then we go ahead and implement those phase by phase. If you're interested in one-on-one consulting, then you can check out the link to my consultation calendar in the description. It can be utilized for technical help, for understanding the architecture of a project, and more. You can check it out in the calendar itself. You'll find the link to Hostinger along with the coupon codes in the description. If you want to see some more exclusive content from my side, don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn as well as X. Links in the description. If there's anything else you want me to cover in my future videos, let me know in the comments. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video. I will meet you in the next one. Till then, bye!